Today, Monday, the 2nd of December 2024, we have our hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to be having access to our hand-picked events based on our top 10 or top 15 list, corner kick match prediction events, as well as goals probability, as well as other options like straight wins, then of course you want to make sure that you join the level 2 pool plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. And to those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You can click directly on it, navigate and join to become a member of the level 2 pro plan to start to have access to all of these features. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match pick of today's list. Looking at the first event here, we are looking at Armenia in the Premier League, a match between Van against Chirac Gumri. For this event, the recent performance of the home team, as you can see, West Van have proved that they are good in terms of recent event they have had, scoring between 2 to 3 goals and even 4 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, is also a good scoring team, but the offense is not as great as that of the home. Looking at the stand comparison of these two in terms of recent events they have had based on form, we are going to see that the home team, Van, based on home games, have proved here that the offensive power at home is very tough. They have had 5 games recently, they have scored 11 goals, conceding 8. But that of the away performance, as you can see based on the away gameplay, you are going to see that the defensive power is not very tough, but of course the offense is good. And looking here and everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, the offensive power of the home team especially is very good, but the defense of the away is not that very tight, which is going to result to at least goals probability. And since the offense of the away is also at least average, and the defense of the home not very tight, of course, we want to look at least the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we look at Portugal in the Liga Portugal, a match between Victoria Guimarães against Gil Vicente. Looking at this, of course, the performance of the home in terms of recent event they've had prove that they are good. That of the away, on the other hand, is conceding too much. Comparing the stance of these two in terms of recent event they have had, especially the form table, we are going to see that based on form, these two teams are in the 9th and of course in the 16th position. And looking at the stands based on the home play for Victoria Guimarães, you're going to see that they stand here on the 6th position, but that of the away, on the other hand, stand right here, as you can see, on the 15th position. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, these are 2 teams of mostly corners event, and we want to look at least the possibility of 6.5 or 7.5 corner kicks to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we want to look at Italy in the Serie, that is Italy Serie A match between Roma against Atalanta. Looking at this, the performance of Roma based on recent events they have had proved that the offensive power is not as very tough as compared to that of the away. They do concede at least between 2 to 3 goals per each event, as you can see here. But that of the opponent, on the other hand, is a very offensive team and have mostly had games, especially in the Champions League against Young Boys where they had the lead, and also against Stuttgart where they had the lead. But the home team, of course, they have mostly had games in the Europa League and the performance was not that very amazing. Comparing the stance of these two in terms of recent event they have just had based on form, the performance of Roma based on home, you're going to see that Roma, of course, is not that very great in terms of defense and offense. But that of the opponent, on the other hand, as you can see, Atalanta proved that, of course, the offense is good and they have mostly had games in major events like in the Champions League where they had leads. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Atalanta have proved that they are better here, having played in major leagues like the Champions League against stronger teams like Stuttgart and also other stronger teams which we have just shared, proving that they are very good in terms of offense. And the fact that they have performed greatly in the Champions League as compared to Roma in the Europa League, of course, this form is still going to be brought here. And want to look at Atalanta to do every possibility to lead in full time as one of the major picks, as well as Atalanta to score at least over 1 goal, with the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time as the next major pick. Looking at the next here, we'll look at Scotland Cup or the Scottish Cup, a match between East Keybridge against Far Creek. In this event, of course, the home team is mostly having event in the Lowland League. This is a lower league here, and they've mostly had event where the performance is good. But of course, the other event, Far Creek, is actually from the Championship of Scotland, and their performance have been good. Comparing the stance of these two in terms of recent event they have had based on home and away, we are looking at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have mostly had event in the Lowland League, which is a lesser league, but that of Far Creek is mostly from the Scotland Championship, and the performance in the Championship comparing to that of the home, of course, we want to look at the higher team or higher league to take the lead here. So we are looking at Far Creek to lead in full time as one of the major picks. We also want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time as the next possibility. Looking at the next, we look at Portugal in the Liga Portugal, a match between FC Porto against Casapia. For this event, Porto, the home team, have proved to be offensive, even though they do concede as well. Casapia, on the other hand, are also good in terms of offense. And looking at the comparison, the home team have mostly had events, especially in the Europa League, against teams like Anderlecht, where they had equal play, and also against Lazio, which is also a strong team. Of course, they managed to score a goal, but that of the away team have just mostly had event, especially in the TP, which is the Taça de Portugal, as compared to the home team, which also have had in the Taça de Portugal. Looking at the stand performance of these two in terms of recent event play comparison by form, Porto, which is the home based on home play, prove that they are better sitting on the second position. They have recently had 5 games having all the 5 leads. They have scored 14 goals, conceding 2. But that of the opponent based on the way proof that, of course, its recent performance is not good, very good at defense. And the fact that Porto is very good at offense based on recent event, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Porto, the home team, have proved that the offense is very strong and the defense of the away team is not that very tight. And the fact that Porto has mostly had events, especially with strong teams like Anderlecht and other events, of course, comparing to that of the performance of the away, we want to look at Porto as the favorite here to try every possibility to lead in full time as one of the major picks, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. And before we go, I also want to share with you this particular post we just created a few days ago. Great soccer prediction website for you. Of course, on this website, we have published this to help you to come here and see some great prediction website which you can use for your advantage. We also have effective strategies you can actually learn and other video tutorial you can watch. And also we have another list of top 15 soccer prediction sites which you can use to up your game. And of course, on this post, we have great content here. And of course, if you find it interesting, then you want to go ahead to make sure to share with your friends on social platform that you can see here. We also have other great content here like goals strategy, 2.5 goal strategy, some AI tools you can use, correct score app, which you can also use to find games. And of course, here we have them all listed here. And anytime we update this post, we are going to let you know so that you can come here and learn pick some information to use for your advantage. And to those of you who want to access our betting class, that is our top-notch betting classes, which we offer to members of the level 3 master plan, then you want to make sure to go ahead to enroll to the level 3 master to start to have access to our top-notch masterclass betting tutorials to set you aside of the game and see how you can take that upper hand and see how you can become a pro, starting to find games and include in your sleep to take your winning to the next level. If you want to join, of course, the link is below. You can go ahead, click and navigate to join and to enroll and start to have classes which is going to enable you to stand ahead of others. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.